Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mopping Up Milk podcast, the podcast where we clean up after ourselves. I feel like I want a fun intro, like Carol Baskin, how she does the whole, hey, you cool cats and kittens. I would like that. I would like that. Yeah. No, I would like my own version of that where I'm not calling you a feline. I don't know. What should it be? Enlighten me, people. But for today, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Anyway, this is all besides the point. I just wanted to welcome you back. We are doing a fun episode today, a very thought-provoking episode today, something that has been on my mind like 24/7. No, it's been my Roman Empire recently. So let's get on into it. Today we're going to talk about purpose versus passion, and more so talking about passion, but we'll talk about purpose in this conversation because it's relevant. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Let's start off with a weekly spill, as we usually do. This week I wanted to dive into me going back to school or back to uni as a mature age student. I have mentioned in the past couple of weeks that I had applied to go back to uni. I then got in, and now let's talk about actually going because holy shit, it has been a whirlwind. A whirlwind? Yeah, a whirlwind. Let's just say I had a lot of thoughts going back to uni. I had a lot of stresses and worries going back to uni. As a mature age student, as an adult, I'm 26 now. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and my thought process was a bit negative around going back to study. It was like, oh my God, it's too late. Oh my God, you should already have your thing by now. You should have your career by now. But in reality, you really don't need to have your shit sorted out now. I'm leaving that for my 30s. I've decided. So if you're worried about that, just know I am with you. Anyway, I think that all of my worries washed away as soon as I stepped in the classroom on my first week of school because it really doesn't fucking matter how old you are. I'm the second youngest in my class, and that's iconic. Getting to know all the people in my class, it's been really interesting and really fun. There's people from all walks of life. There's people from literally the youngest guy in my class just left school last year, high school, I mean. So he's like 18. And then the oldest is like in their 60s. And I love it. I love it so much. I've loved being in a classroom with people that are older than me because they have so much life experience and knowledge that they can share with me that help me with the completion of my course and help me with my learnings. I've realized that mature age students is where it's at. I feel like when I first went to uni, I went and studied a Bachelor of Media Comms straight out of high school, and I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was just going into uni because there was the pressure of finding something to do with my life and my career eventually. And it was the natural progression. It's like you go to high school and then you go to uni. So I decided to go to uni. I know I like to be creative, and obviously media is an outlet for me currently still, but I didn't have my mind made up that I wanted to do media and communications with my career. I just went into uni because it was the first thing I could think of, and I was like, oh, I have to go, so that's what I'm going to do. I ended up dropping out of that course, and I didn't complete it because it's not what I wanted to do because I hadn't figured out what I wanted to do yet. And now going back as a mature age student, I've had time and I've had life experience to figure out my interests and my passions. We'll get back to that for this episode, but I have had time to figure out this is something that I'm genuinely interested in. And even if I don't pursue a career in what I'm studying now, I'm still feeling fulfilled by the content that I'm learning. And that it's like crazy, the difference in my dedication and my devotion to this course coming in as a mature age student. It's really exciting this time round. Last time I was like kind of moving through things because I felt like I had to, whereas now I'm doing it because I want to. And I love being a mature age student. Guys, I had so many preconceptions and negative thoughts about what I thought a mature age student was going to be like. But holy shit, it's amazing. Highly recommend to everybody, be a mature age student. It's so much fun. You're so much wiser and you have so much more life experience, and you're like going in there because you want to be there, not because you think you have to. iconic. Anyway, my views have thoroughly and wholeheartedly changed on being a mature age student. I'm not worried or scared about being it. I am proud. I am embracing being a mature age student because I know what the fuck I'm doing. How good. Even just like studying techniques and self-discipline. I have so much more of that going into this time round. We are obviously talking about passions today in the podcast. And I thought that this was really relevant to speak about in my weekly spill because I see so much passion going back to uni. First time round, I didn't really see that because I wasn't looking for it or I wasn't interested in it. You know, like I didn't really know exactly how passion manifested in people. And now going back, I can see it and it's really cool. My lecturers are so passionate about what they're doing and that's why they are lecturers. They're passionate about that unit that they're teaching and they're so well versed and have so much lived experience in those subjects. And the way they are able to portray it through their passion is really, really cool and really engaging. Anyway, I'm loving uni, guys. I am loving it sick. It's so much fun. I'm loving the content because I'm super interested in it. I think I briefly discussed... Did I discuss what I'm doing? I think I did. But anyway, I'll do it again. I am doing a Certificate 4 in school-based education support. So by the end of the year, I will be a qualified teacher's aide or teacher's support. So I'm aiming to work in primary schools or specialist schools. I'll talk a bit more about why I wanted to do it later on in this episode to explain passion and purpose. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying so far and I can't wait to keep going and learn more. How exciting. Mature age students rock. Stop. Okay, so today we are talking about purpose versus passion, purpose and passion. Passion, what is it? Purpose, what is it? I've found myself down this rabbit hole because going into studying again, I've been feeling and thinking I am so confused as to why I haven't found my passion yet. Where is it? So it led me to the thought process of what is a purpose and what's a passion? I've found that a purpose is overarching. It's like your umbrella. And then you have all your passions under that. Let me explain why I think this. I'm going to start by reading out the dictionary definition of a purpose, which is the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So this could relate to the way we think of what's my purpose? Why do I exist? Why am I here? What is my life's purpose? So I'm using this as an umbrella. It's the overarching theme. And then within that, we have our passions, which can be short-term or long-term. They come and go. And passions is described as strong and barely controllable emotion. This is the way we feel about our purpose. So I went out for coffee with my boyfriend this morning and I asked him, what do you think purpose means? What does purpose mean to you? And we had a conversation about this and this is what we came up with. We felt like a purpose is what makes us who we are. It is the driving thought of our decisions. And we come to the conclusion that we feel like it's an overarching theme of our life. We might not figure out what our purpose is. I think we find our passions first. And that's why let's go into talking about passions. I feel like passions stem from our purpose. And they make up our purpose. When I think about a passion, I feel like it feels hard to reach. And it's hard to come by. But when I really, really think about it, and when I've been thinking about this episode and the content, I think we put too much pressure on passions. Like, it's okay to have a short-term passion. It doesn't have to be a long lifetime passion. They're just things that we, care about in that moment. I think, or I have thought, that they're hard to commit to, and that there's a level of social consistency when we declare our passion. It's like, if we declare that this is our passion, we have to live up to it and uphold it in the social status, in the social landscape. Like, people might hold us accountable as to oh, I thought that was your passion. And that's why it's hard to commit to. Whereas I feel like we need to take off this pressure and just be like, I'm feeling passionate about this right now. So you follow that and people don't hold you. People shouldn't put so much pressure on you to have that passion for your whole life. Anyway, I'm just sort of brain dumping for you right now. It'll come together, trust me. Okay, so I've really been thinking about this thought process that I've had recently, which is I'm so confused as to why I haven't found my passion yet or my purpose. And I think it's because I haven't been looking for it. I haven't been looking hard enough. If you don't try things, you're not going to find your passion. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm not going to find a new passion. And I think I've been a bit stagnant with what I've been doing or working towards. I just kept working retail work. I kept doing the same content creation and I hadn't stepped outside my comfort zone. And I think that's where you find passion, is stepping outside of your comfort zone. That's where you find new things and new interests. So this year, it's all about change. And I think this is where I'm starting to find some passions. And I'm really excited about it. So I thought that I'd share this thought process in the hope that maybe it can help you find something new that you want to work towards or that you're passionate about. So in saying all of this year I decided to start this podcast. And I have become quite passionate about it. I feel like it's something that really excites me. I've started my new course. I've started my new certificate for at uni. And it's giving me a sense of excitement and passion. The content I'm feeling passionate about. I feel passionate about helping kids and making sure they have a good time during the fundamental learning phase of their life. As I'm describing these things that I feel passionate about, I'm saying excitement a lot. So maybe let's go into the way passion manifests in us and how we can tell if we're passionate about something. And to do this, I wrote down literally the senses, except for smell or taste, because it doesn't really make sense when we're talking about something that isn't tangible. So I wrote how passion feels to me, and that's hot, burning, sturdy, powerful, exciting. How I see it in action is precision, care. In my lectures, I see it through my sister, who's just started writing her own songs. Is becoming a songwriter. I see her passion. I see it in my dad and my mum. I see how they get so excited for my sister's achievements and her newfound passion. It's everywhere. I hear it in people's voices. It's loud, it's strong, it's unwithering, it's unbreakable. Passion, I just feel, is so strong. You can feel it, you can see it, you can hear it all around us. And I think those are the qualities that make up a passion. I don't think we should put so much pressure on ourselves to find this one passion. I think we have multiple passions in our life. They can be short-term, they can be long-term. And I think once we acknowledge that we have certain passions, it'll make us feel a bit more whole and purposeful. So what I think I'm saying is I think that people should really try and find these new passions, because I think it gives us this excitement for life and this zest. I can tell you for a fact that I prefer talking to people who are passionate rather than people who aren't passionate. It's exciting. It's inherently interesting to be passionate about something. There is a bug in my face. What is going on? Yeah, so it's inherently interesting, guys, to have a passion. I want to be around people who are passionate. It's fun. It's so much more fun than someone who doesn't have passion in their life. I think people who don't have passion in their life can feel maybe a little bit boring. I don't know. That's how I felt when I didn't feel passionate. I felt like I didn't have much to contribute in conversation. I felt like I was a little bit boring. Boring's harsh, but that's just how I describe how I felt in conversation, where someone goes, what are your hobbies? What are you passionate about? And I don't have an answer. Now that made me feel like shit. So that's what led me on this path of finding different passions and not putting so much pressure on myself to have this great one big love and passion, because I needed one now. And I think we already have them in our lives. We just don't acknowledge that they are a passion. You could be passionate about the markets on a Sunday, about getting that fresh produce. You could be passionate about having whole foods in your diet. You could be passionate about walking your dog every day and finding a new trail to walk down. That could be a passion. That's something exciting for you. You could have a passion for cooking. I met a girl recently through friends who has a passion for baking, and she her face lights up when she talks about baking and the experiments she's been doing. That's passion manifesting in her. You could have a passion for collecting rocks. It's different for everybody. Some passions may seem silly to other people, but to someone that could be so exciting. And that's why we need to take pressure off people, you know? That's cool for them. Let them have their thing. Think that the social norm is annoying. It's really annoying. We need to let people do what the fuck they want to do with themselves. That's their passion. Who are we to judge them for that, you know? How would you feel if someone judged you for what you're passionate about? Weird. You're a weirdo. Anyway, I'm going on little tangents here. I hope you're keeping up with me. This is just a big brain fart about passion. So let's talk about finding the passion. Where are you looking? Where are you looking? Let's start there. Are you even looking? Are you staying the same? Are you staying stagnant? You're not going to find it. You got to be looking within yourself or out in the world trying new things. It might not be the exact thing you're trying that'll find your passion. It might be the people who are also there. They might help you find a passion. I just think that it's so essential to try new things to find your passion. If I had have just kept going the way I was going and working the same job, creating the same content, doing the same things, I was never going to find these new passions. I wouldn't have found this passion if I hadn't have gone to uni again. If I had have held myself back for the thought of being a material student, I wouldn't have found these new passions. If I hadn't have picked up this camera and got over the fact that I was scared to put myself out there, I wouldn't have found this podcasting passion. It doesn't have to be a massive thing or a massive change to find something new. You can look within yourself. A lot of self-reflection will help you find some passions. I think a lot of passions also come from lived experience. For example, for me, the reason of going back to uni is because of something from my childhood, which was my friendship with my friend Tori in primary school. I briefly mentioned this story about Tori in a previous episode, but I think it's essential for me to tell this story again now to explain my passion. So I had one of the most amazing friendships I had in my life was in primary school with a girl named Tori. I can't describe to you in words the love that I had for Tori because it wasn't through words that our love manifested. Tori had Down syndrome and she wasn't able to communicate as well verbally as she could physically. She showed me through her actions how much she loved me. She'd come up and give me kisses on the cheek when she didn't give anyone else kisses on the cheek. She'd give me massive hugs. I don't know, she'd want to play with me at lunchtime, and that's how she showed me that she loved me. And the love that I felt from her is so strong. It was so strong. Like, she definitely did show me through words, but the connection was so strong and we didn't have to say much. This is where my passion came from for helping children with disability and also just helping children in like their young stages of life through primary school. This passion also came from Tori's carer, Helen, who is one of the most beautiful people I've ever met. She helped Tori integrate into mainstream schooling, and the patience that Helen had, she taught me a lot. She taught me how to understand Tori better. She equipped me with skills to help people like Tori, or more so help people like Tori feel seen and heard in the ways that they like to communicate. This is me trying to explain where my passion for studying again came from. It was a lived experience that I had in my childhood. So I encourage people to employ the idea of reflection to find passion. Oh my god, every time I talk about Tori, I just feel so warm. Sadly, Tori isn't with us anymore, and I think that she has been on my mind a lot recently, and Helen has also been on my mind a lot recently. And I just want to be that person for someone else one day. I want to be a Helen to someone else one day. And that's where this passion for studying again came from. I miss her so much. Tori had a lot of passion. Tori had so much passion for making me smile and making everyone around her smile. She used to run up to me and like hold my cheeks and just like tell me She literally every single morning was like, today is the best day ever. Today is the best day ever. Like, with intent, she believed that today was the best day ever. I think everyone needs to take a leaf out of Tori's book. Let's remind ourselves that today is a clean slate and that, you know, we can make it a great day. That's just a little side note. Anyway, all right, let's get back onto self-reflection. Yeah, I encourage self-reflection to find passion and also to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. Because if you're not putting yourself out there, how are you going to find it? Also, side note, beautiful people, can the people who are watching YouTube right now please check out my beautiful mug? How flippin' cute. It's got staffies all over it. If you didn't know, I have a beautiful baby, Staffy, Pino. He is my son. And my friend Vivian, for my birthday, she got me a Staffy mug. So thoughtful, so cute. One of my favorite presents I have ever received. Let's continue. All right, so now we've discussed what passions are, what purpose is. So what's the resolution to this conversation? What is the purpose and what is the passion? I want to remind everybody that you don't need to know your purpose yet. I think that purpose comes from finding passions. The way I describe finding a purpose is patterns of passions will reveal your purpose. Passions are under the umbrella of purpose. So if we see multiple passions that are aligning, maybe that will tell us our overarching purpose. Even though purpose, as I'm describing it, is overarching, it doesn't mean it comes first. I also want to remind everybody that there is no set time frame for a passion. You can have a passion one week and then have a new one the following week. The time frame of your passion doesn't make it any lesser. It doesn't make it any less impactful than another, just based on time. A passion is something you're feeling passionate about, and that's that. I think it's important to open your mind up to the possibility that you'll have multiple and many passions in your life. You don't need to be so hell-bent on just one lifetime passion. There's so many out there for you to enjoy. It's like passion is different interests that you have. You can have more than one. And you don't have to just label one thing your passion in your lifetime. Have lots of them. Have fun. Live your life and feel excited to talk about different things. Bring different things to the table. Bring different passions to the table. It'll make you a more interesting person. And lastly, no one can find your passion for you, but people can help you get there. I mean this by when I was saying, put yourself out there, try new things. It might not be that hobby that you're trying that will show you your new passion, but it might be the people who are also there trying that hobby that you'll meet, and they'll tell you their story, and maybe they have something interesting that you're interested in. Just get out there and you'll find things that you're passionate about. You'll find them. I don't have any doubt in my mind that you'll find them. I think the moral of the story of what I'm trying to get across is that it's okay not to know your life's purpose. I'm still out here at 26 trying to study something new. I'm still figuring myself out and I'm learning stuff about myself every single day. And I just encourage people to find things that they're excited about. Find lots of passions. Have so many of them in your lifetime because it inherently makes you a more interesting person. And my goal is to be such an interesting, diverse person with lots of interests and lots of hobbies that I can talk about and have fun talking about. At the end of the day, I don't want to be the person at the dinner party with no hobbies or anything to talk about. I want to hear people who are passionate and I want to be able to be passionate back. I want to have things to talk about. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, I don't really know. I don't really have many hobbies. I don't really feel passionate about things. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's all. Just have fun. Find things that bring you joy. Marie Kondo that shit. Find things that spark joy and just do it. Don't think about what everyone else is doing. Just do you, honey boo boo. And I think we'll feel a lot better for it. Anyway, guys, that is my thought and brain fart dump for this week. I think I need to find a better term for that because I keep saying brain fart or brain dump. But anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble once again. And thank you for listening to my podcast. Oh my God. I feel so grateful for the people who are listening and engaging across my different platforms like YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. It's really exciting to be able to talk to people who are also at the same sort of phase in their life and are interested in the same topics, because this is like the whole reason for me doing this, is finding a community of people who are like-minded and for me to be able to be creative while doing so. So yeah, thank you guys. If you can, I would love it if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, download, comment in the little question box that I leave there. I don't know, follow me on Instagram at Mopping Up Milk. TikTok is the same, at Mopping Up Milk. And have a bloody beautiful week. I love you all a lot. You are loved. And you are cool and interesting. And I can't wait to hear about all of your passions. Yeah, have a bloody good day. Bye, guys. Love you.